you are unable to respond or you are not responsive, it's going to be very difficult for us to conduct online classes. Boleh dapat participation, boleh dapat, engagement in class for online. Boleh.
Boleh,
Boleh.
madam.
So, okay, what I want to do is I will touch on the main slides because kebelakangan ni I have been focused in Zainal Abidin, the individual slides, which is okay juga tak. Tapi I want to touch on my own personal slides from the training center, which what has been put in the VLE main slides, main slide in strategic management. And I will not touch on Fred Davis' book dulu. Maybe our Monday class, I may touch that. Kalau kita dah sampai the topic on corporate level strategies. We have two types of strategies. One is corporate level strategies and business level strategies. Banyak di dalam Fred Davis' book. The e-book that I have given you in VLE. Okay, I'm sharing right now. You can see my desktop kan? Where is it? Tak ya? Cannot see?
Tak. Orang lain nampak ke?
Saya tak sharing ke?
Not yet.
Nanti ya. Tadi sudah share QR tadi. Share, what is this? Dah lain jadinya. Saya rasa saya share ke tak ya? Share PowerPoint, share whiteboard, share foto. Satu ya. Boleh nampak ke?
Tak.
Ada problem lah. Ke format ke? Oh ni baru dapat. Okay. Okay
Nampak.
Okay ya. Q. I'm using tab so dia ada, dia tak straightforward sangat. Internal storage, documents. Okay. Suara jelas kan ni suara saya?
Jelas.
Saya tak perlulah nak menjerit. Strategic management slides. This one is the main. Okay, ni main slides tak dulu. Sarah. Nak ke? Sekejap ya. Saya nak mute sekejap. Wait.
Okay.
Saya mute sekejap ya. Okay, saya sharing saya rasa. Okay, I'm going to the, again to the, boleh, Amy, can see,
Yes, madam.
Okay, right. Okay, this is the strategic management slide which I showed you in the class. And ni apa pula ni? Okay, I'm going to, where is the, dia tak boleh tu. So tak tahu mana saya stop, tapi saya assume aja, Amy. Okay, this is the vision statement that I've showed you in the class. This is the mission statement which you're going to do for your personal mission statement, the individual yeah, I remember this. There are two types of analysis, ingat, internal, external, penting, which in chapter 3 kita ada buat external analysis which are comprised of pastel analysis. So when you talk about political, economical, this is the pastel kan. Ada some sources dia letak past saja. So I would prefer you to go into pastel, whereby P is for political, yeah. Any change in the environment which I have showed to you, yeah. Pastel, there are 3 layers like onion skin management lah. Di dalam adalah organization, this first layer. Second layer will be the stakeholders, atau when you look into the industry environment, we're going to look into the Michael Porter 5 dimension. Okay, tapi kalau kita tengok the general environment, kita lihat organization di dalam sama, the second layer will be the stakeholders. Stakeholder definition, you know that people who have interest in the business, which comprises of primary stakeholders dengan apa? Ingat, secondary. Okay, primary. Yes, secondary to people who are outside of the organization, which consists of government, suppliers, communities, the public. You know, they have interest in the business, of course. Whatever business, let's say a business of apa ya, handset kan, ataupun FIB. Food and beverage. People likes to eat. People wants to buy rice and all those kan. They go to the supermarket. So whoever who does that, they are the consumers who consume rice, who consume all those necessities, basic necessities. So of course they have interest in the business. That is the definition of stakeholders. The people who have interest in the business, like government, they have interest in the business. Kenapa? They charge taxation, that's how they live. Seperti banking institution, why do they have interest in the business? They, you know, we are the customers, they earn interest from our investment. Okay, like employees, they have interest in the business to be one of the stakeholders. Those are the primary stakeholders. Primary stakeholders, orang yang di dalam organisation. They have interest in the business. Employee, kenapa interest in the business? Sebab they want security, they want good pay, they are working for the organisation, for the firm or company. So that is the second layer of the general environment. The third layer, the outside layer, is this one. Nampak pointer saya? Nampak tak? Tak berapa I'm pointing at S. Can you see? Can you see?
Test analysis sekarang.
Nampak tak saya punya pointer ni?
Nampak,
Anyone?
madam.
Nampak, madam, nampak.
Okay, good. So this pastel, the definition is, if you would like to write, is also in the slides and your Fred David's book. In your Zainal Abidin individual slides too. Pastel analysis, pastel is defined as the macro environment or the external environment in which the business operate. Any businesses, which is the first layer yang dalam yang saya tunjuk dulu, macam onion skin yang ada layer 3 tu. Any businesses are bounded, are surrounded by this pastel. Setuju tak? political, economical, as for social, technological, legal, and environmental. As what saya mention di dalam peristiwa atau saya panggil tragedi the pandemic COVID-19, what happened was the external environment is under environmental. This one. Nampak? Like pollution. Example sini pollution. Viruses, penyakit, pollution, tsunami, all those is under environmental. You know, all these macro environment factors, which what you call PEST. Salah ni. Tak tahulah, setengah buku dia tulis TEL. Kebanyakannya akan tulis TEL. It's not TLE. Lebih kurang sama. It doesn't matter anyway. Okay. This macro environment, a company, sesebuah company atau firm, they cannot avoid the change of the external factors. If companies atau firm tidak responsif atau tidak react to any changes among the political, economical, social, technological, legal atau environment, the tendency of the company to downsize, to change the structure, dia tidak akan terjadi. Bila tidak terjadi, maka company akan mengalami satu kepincangan dalam management dan satu konflik at workplace di mana akan terjadi the end result will be they will go into bankruptcy or retrenchment, liquidation. Those are all what we call the corporate level strategies. Company would want to decide on those last resolution. Tetapi kalau boleh company tidak mahu go into close up the company, go into bankrupt, retrenchment, liquidation sebab they want to survive in the market. Betul tak? Kan? That is why when we talk about SM, strategic management atau strategic planning is synonym, we need to look at the pastel. Therefore, we itu siapa? Organisation. We will do what you call the pastel analysis. Faham tak?
Faham.
Yang lain? Okay,
Faham,
tak apa.
Madam.
Faham,
So ni
madam.
mission, okay, ni mission, vision ni berulang-ulang ni. Okay, tak apa, tak payah kita apa. Okay, these are the, what do you call that? The strategic management process and I have mentioned, I will pass that. So when you talk about goals and objectives, you're talking about basically these are what you call the objective. It must be quantified. It must have smart criteria lah. So we have many goals, financial goals, operational goals, functional goals, banyak goals that in SM, we have to look into that. Okay, so like for example, financial objective, grow earnings per share, EPS 15% annually. So ini adalah you punya objective for financial objective lah. Yeah, company mesti ada KPI dia atau target dia, if you like. Example of strategic goals, ni examples, so many examples. These are the few targets. When we talk about strategy, we are talking about long term. Kita tidak bercakap tentang short term. Tetapi when you talk about mission statement, we're talking about what you do now. It's about short term. But when we do short term strategies, we are going into the long term or strategic goals. Faham tak? So we need to look into the long term for us to be able, companies, to strategize on the long term strategic goals. Sebab tu jangan kita ignore the short term. But our focus is more towards strategic goals, strategic planning, sorry. So these are the examples of strategic goals. Increase firms market share. Ini semua 3 years and above. Overtake key rivals. Of course, strategic management or strategic planning, SM, we're talking about what we call very popular term. I mentioned it in class, CA. What is CA? Hello, CA apa? Competitive?
Advantage.
Yeah, competitive. And then a question will lead to an answer, and answer will lead to another question. Apa competitive advantage? Competitive advantage is to be able to maintain and sustain in the market where our objective is to be better than our rivals. Of course, kalau you tidak better than your rivals, or you don't have that sustainability competitive advantage, you will not be able to maintain your business. You will not be able to stay on in the business. When any pestle hit your company, the universe, you will the company will be unable to strategize. It's too late to strategize. That is why kita sangat-sangat perlukan analysis on number 2 of our analysis, internal analysis, which comprise of SWOT analysis, which I have mentioned also, and also the pestle analysis. Okay, pestle analysis is the macro environment, macro or external analysis. And then we also need to look as an industry, sama ada you buat F&B ataupun food and beverage kan, F&B, ataupun industri tertiary industry ke, which consists of distribution ke, services sector seperti banking, insurance. Tidak kira whatever industry that you go on, that you are in, you must use the Michael Porter, remember, 5 dimension. I will keep on repeating that because it's a very popular question in the exam. Atau di semester apa, kalau saya, if I am asked to give to design a question on SM by my course leader Puan Marhaini, I will definitely most probably ask you about the Michael Porter 5 dimension, which consists of those yang saya mention lah. Nanti kita go into that also. So these are the examples of strategic goals. Okay, so chapter 3 for the main slide, crafting a strategy, very significant. Yeah, crafting a strategy. What is strategy? I think you know that, right? I have. Ni dia kan yang saya mention. This is the industry, the components of company's environment. They say company environment. So this is the company. Pak ke pointer ni, pointer ni kecil sangat lah. Tak berapa nampak. Tak ada colour pula tu. Nampak ke? Nampak ke? Company.
Nampak.
Company dalam. Saya panggil ni kulit bawang pasal ada dalam buku I mentioned to you last week. It's called onion skin. Onion tu, bawang tu ada lapisan dia. Ini lapisannya. So, lapisan pertama adalah company. You shall not live under the nutshell. Jangan jadi katak bawah tempurung. Kalau company berada dalam katak bawah tempurung, dia tak kisah pun apa yang terjadi kepada ni macro environment. Dia duduk diam je, dia tak nak compete with other rival. And they don't want to do what you call the competitor analysis. You got to do competitor analysis so that you know what's your competitor drives and moves. Apa dia punya strategi. Kalau kita tak tahu, kita jadi we will be very ignorant. So do not be arrogant lah companies. Jangan bodoh sombong di mana kita tak nak tahu apa yang terjadi kepada di luar sana. Okay, ni company. Sini adalah, when you talk about industry, ada 2 types of environment. Remember, saya dah show to you the Zainal Abidin. Ada dua environment. Apa dia? Industry environment and general environment. Ini adalah industry environment. We're using Michael Porter. So these are the 5 dimensions of bargaining power of suppliers, substitute products, bargaining power of buyers, new entrants, rival firms. 5. So ini adalah the kira second layer lah kira. Kalau sini dia nampak first layer kan, saya panggil second layer, company first layer. Then the last layer, the third layer will be the macro environment, or if you like, it's called pastel, the pastel factors. Okay, I don't want to go into that so much. I think I've gone through this. So this we're talking about industry. This I stop kat sini gitu, pastel analysis. Michael Porter, 5 forces. Okay, that one is the industry environment lah. So this is a Michael Porter. Dibuat oleh Michael, diintroduce oleh Michael Porter. 5 forces analysis. You want to stay, in our SM knowledge management, it says that Michael Porter has succeeded to introduce the Michael Porter 5 forces analysis ataupun 5 dimension, whereby you need to analyze when you want to venture into a new business, or you want to develop your market, or you want to have an add-on, what you call the diversification strategy, which is to be the corporate level strategies. Michael Porter said, and in the academic knowledge, it says that you need to focus on this dimension. Seperti threat of new entry, you focus on all this new entry, I don't want to go into this. I have gone into that. Along the way, saya akan explain juga. Not now. Okay, this is the industry driving forces. Saya ada mention this one. I passed that. Another thing, when you have been in the market for much too long, ataupun you are new company, or you're a small, medium size, or large company, you need to identify what is your key success factor. The short term is KSF. To be competitively success, you need to identify apa you punya strength. Strength ni dia lebih kurang macam strength. It's called key success factors. Pernah dengar tak? Okay, apa key success factors? Is the function, activities, or business practices defined by the market, not the company, and as viewed by customers that are critical to the company-customer relationship. Nak mudahkan cerita, nak mudahkan definition ni, maksudnya apa-apa yang telah di-identify oleh market, bukan company, yang boleh buat market. Kalau you masuk dalam market tu is where people buy and sell. Market is the industry that you get into. Apa-apa yang you have gone into, let's say F&B, you need to look where your company key success factors, does it match? Apa dia? Does it match what the market's requirement? Apa market nak? You have the key success factors as what has been stated in the market, not the company. So if you have to identify apa you punya KSF. Yang market like F&B ada. Apa kekuatannya? Maybe dia punya ingredient ke, maybe dia punya kalau talking about F&B, tukang masak dia kan, there is the skill of the people, the skill of the chef. So competitive factors most affecting every industry member's ability to prosper. So KSF spell the difference between profit and loss lah. So it will determine what's your profit and loss, and competitive success or failure. That's what I said. Kita ada dua saja choices. You want to live or die, success or failure, profit atau loss. Di sini. So dengan KSF tu, ia akan menjamin, it will determine whatever you have in the key success factors. It will determine whether your company will gain profit or losses, whether your company will have competitive success atau failure. Kenapa competitive ni sekali dengan success or failure? Because you got to be competitive. We are not government. We have to compete in the free market enterprises. Kita ni ada mixed economy worldwide, semua negara banyaknya adalah mixed economy. So we need to be very, very competitive. When you talk about competitiveness, you will ask yourself, apa? Competitive dalam apa ya? Look at the 7 P's, 4 P's lah, 4 P's simple. The right price, the right product, the right price, the right promotion, and the right place. The right process, the right people. Banyak lagi. Tapi yang kita tahu adalah 4 P's. 4 P's tu adalah marketing strategy ataupun marketing mix, because it starts with P. So itu akan menjamin dia akan memberitahu yang apa kita punya KSF. Are you good in your quality? Are you very competitive in your pricing when you charge the customers? Do you have that sort of relationship? Okay, what's your characteristic or branding of the product? What does it carry weight in terms of your branding? Is that your key success factors? Like Nike, macam Adidas, macam Reebok, kan? Like place macam H&M. H&M is what is it English ataupun Swedish? Okay, H&M ni, H&M, siapa tahu ya? Kalau tak silap saya, English, British punya produk kan? H&M. Swedish is IKEA. Okay, tak apa. So, you understand lah. So, bila kita melihat, when we look at key success factors, we look at technology. We look at manufacturing, distribution, marketing, look at that. Skills and other types. Let's look at technology. So we're living in the industry 4.0 digitalization. Kalau company tidak ada technology, they're not technology based ataupun they don't apply that technology related KSF. They don't have that practice, they don't have that resources to provide technology. Company tu akan ke belakang. They will not be very, very competitive. That's why company yang can survive in the market mostly is medium-sized business and large business. So it says here, expertise in a particular technology or in scientific research, like pharmaceuticals, internet application, mobile communication. Dia kena ada technology related. High-tech industries. Sekarang ni, they want to do a lot of in the manufacturing. From my experience lah with the project paper, dia ada buat students ada kata propose some technology based macam drone, dia panggil drone untuk buat survey. Dia banyak, dia adalah dia punya digitalization, dia menggunakan pakai some technicalities which is technology based. So kalau kita buat manually, bukan technology based, it's quite backwards lah, it's not very efficient and effective. So when we talk about manufacturing related, hello, saya ni cepat ke?
Okay,
Hello,
madam.
can you absorb?
Okay, madam. Okay, madam.
Boleh ya? You all nak tidur ke, mengantuk ke? Lah saya minta malam, tapi most of you according to the survey minta this hour. So selalunya replacement class ni I always do malam. Tapi since according to you all minta afternoon. Okay, manufacturing, I will not go into that lah. Try to read that. If you don't understand, you ask me. Okay. So one of the analysis is called competitor analysis. We're not going to go for 3 hours. Not too long. Okay, strategic business unit, SB unit tak payah. Ni BCG ni kita pass dulu. We need some time to do it. Talking about the market. Okay, pernah dengar tak product life cycle? Siapa buat marketing? Pernah buat marketing? What is product life cycle? Why is it put in SM? Every stage, seperti seorang baby lah, kita dulu kan anak kecil, baby ya. We go into all these phases. Introduction, growth, maturity, decline. Sama macam produk. Bila produk tu dilahirkan pada mulanya, they will start with the introduction. So at every stage, you can use that marketing strategy. What happened to the 4 P's? At introduction, when the product is very newly introduced, it is going to be very slow. You can tengok dia punya trend, dia punya graph ni ya. The product is launched, sales growth slowly as people. So when you do strategic management, kalau you ni new company, you jual tudung ke, you're not big yet, you're very small. You got to strategize according to the 4 P's. How do you want to put the price, branding you punya produk, orang tak kenal lagi. So how you want to make known, or how do you want to go to the next stage? To the next stage, which is growth. So this is good. The trend is going up where sales start to grow rapidly. Nampak? So what do you need to do in terms of the tools of marketing? One of it is called persuasive advertising. Persuasive advertising may be used at growth stage. People are getting to know of your product, but remember, your rivals are looking at you. So prices may be reduced sikit pasal orang dah kenal. So orang dah masuk dalam you punya market. So why you want to reduce the prices as new competitors enter the market? So you got to compete with the competitor because they may be charging lower than you are. So you got to compete. So your price will be low. Yeah. Before the competitor lower their price, you have to lower your price. Kena pandai main the game of the what do you call that? The marketing world. Okay, then you go into maturity. You are more stable now. Sales now increase slowly, but quite stable. Okay, intense competition in the market. It's still intense. Competitive or promotional pricing may be used. Here, you got to use, what is your strategy? You got to be very, very competitive. Do not be in the comfort zone. So you're going to introduce promotional pricing. Buy one, free one ke, buy one, and then the other second is 70% ke discount, you know. So advertising expenditure at its highest to sustain growth. Very important here, advertising. So profits may soon start to fall as the product enters the saturation stage. Kalau dia go into the saturation stage before decline. If the product from saturation stage, tak ada kat sini, it goes into decline habis. Ini yang terjadi semasa the pandemic. Some companies, even multinational companies, even large companies, they tend to retrench or they lay off their staff. They cannot survive. Kenapa? Salah strategi. Ini semua strategi marketing mix. Bila kita use at every stage, kita menggunakan marketing mix atau marketing strategy, the 4Ps. So these are the sales, these are the time. So you don't want to go into this. You want to maintain and sustain. You want to go into maturity and maybe naik graph. Okay, so this is what happens during introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Where sales, your sales, of course, is obvious, is low sales. Bila growth pula, your sales, people are getting to know your market, your product. Rapidly rising sales. Ni maturity ni real peak sales, tinggi salesnya. Sini, of course, declining sales. In terms of your cost at introduction stage, there will be high cost per customer because you're still new. You know, you're not producing it in economies of scale ataupun big quantity. You nak try market dulu kan, test market. Lepas tu at growth, average cost per customer, at maturity, low cost. This is good already. So you want to go into the maturity stage. Betul? Setuju? At least something kan. But you still need to have, it's still intense competition lah. And you still need to keep up to your competitive advantage. So you have the customers here, competitors, okay. So, apa strategisnya bila kita melalui product life cycle strategy? Hello, ngantuk ke? Saya ngantuk dah ni, macam mana ni?
Tak
Ngantuk
ada.
ke?
Tak ngantuk.
Okey lagi
Okay,
macam.
madam.
Segar kan? Ni satu segar Ni yang duduk-duduk belakang ni, selalu. Saya tengok bila physical class tu, ada yang tertidur ya ke? ME10?
Tak, madam tak. Masih
Tak
steady,
cakap
madam.
lah. Apa dia?
Masih
Tak
steady.
ada macam.
Ya ke? Ni seronok ni tidur. Selalu je buat apa masa ni? Kau tak ada kelas. Tidur ya? Okay. Ada question tak? Product life cycle. So, when we look into the product life cycle strategies, and we're looking at the strategies now. Okay. Semua ni adalah concepts of marketing and management. You akan dibagi case studies, you can analyze, you can evaluate by using all these concepts. So product life cycle is the lifespan of a product, how the product survive from introduction to decline, kalau ada decline. So the product will offer a very basic product. So offer product extension, service warranty, diversify brand, okay, and then the price use cost plus. Cost plus tu, you want to have a cost leadership lah. You want to cut costs. How do you want to cut costs? So that if your cost is low, it's good. Especially if you can get from suppliers who can give you very competitive pricing. You know, when you cut costs, you will pass the low in cost to low in price. To whom? Customers. Customers suka tak low price? Yes. Tapi kita tidak boleh put low price selagi kita punya cost tinggi. Macam mana kita nak dapat profit baru? Because remember, the objective of a business, especially free market ni, dia bukan nak break even. Kalau government bolehlah break even, dia yang mempunyai resources. Tapi kalau kita companies, we have to get resources from the individual suppliers. Government dia ada supplier dia sendiri, dia control the market. Tapi in free market tak boleh. It's very competitive. Different suppliers, they rate differently. So if you can get good suppliers, they give you a good credit terms, you can get cost, what do you call that? Cost plus lah, cost leadership, cost advantage. Okay, cost advantage. So when you talk about distribution, you build selective distribution, build intensive distribution here. So distribution is another distribution is how you distribute to the customers. Other company, they go direct to the customers. Other company, selalunya, they go into all this from wholesaler, from the makers, producers, manufacturers to the producers, from producers to the wholesaler, wholesaler to the retailer, retailer to the end user. Kalau kita from wholesaler, from manufacturer to wholesaler, wholesaler straight pula to to the end user, then we can cut our costs. We can get good profit. So it's good now. Some manufacturers pula, this is one of what you call the corporate level strategies, which is named as integration. Some ada backward integration ataupun forward integration. Dia ada that sort of integration. Kalau kita ni retailer, let's say, kita nak go to backwards integration, kita nak jadi manufacturer, boleh saja. Tapi dengan syarat, you kena ada financial resources. Kalau you tidak ada financial resources, macam mana you nak jadi manufacturer? Betul. So you can only jadi retailer lah. Set a shop, you jual, you ambil daripada manufacturer, wholesaler ambil daripada producer ambil daripada manufacturer. Dia banyak dia punya distribution supply chain dia. Itu yang buat costing kita tinggi. Hello, faham ke tak? Tak faham. Nanti. Tak faham kena rotan nanti hari Isnin ni. Isnin hello, bukan online. Face to face. Puasa ke ni? Puasa je lembek je. Kenapa puasa lembek? Saya pun tak faham kenapa orang puasa. Energy sikit. Boleh ke? Nanti you all kata saya puasa ni banyak energy, saya puasa. InsyaAllah. Okay, advertising. Build product awareness. What is the purpose of advertising? Advertising is quite an expensive tool of marketing. Kita ada banyak tool of marketing untuk promotional activities seperti personal selling, seperti advertising, seperti direct selling, seperti apa lagi public relation, whereby we open up some public relation to the press. Kita promote our product through that. So advertising ni quite popular. You can also advertise through the net, through opening up blogs ke, website ke. It's still advertising through TVs, newspaper tu mahal sikit. Itu traditional way of advertising. Okay. So what is the purpose, what's the strategies of advertising? Build product awareness. Okay. And then the second is build awareness and interest in the mass marketing. Mass marketing. Because outside there it's a mass market. Tapi kita sebagai company, we cannot buat semua produk. We have to be, there's no mass, apa dia panggil saya lupa lah. Kita tidak boleh buat semua produk. We have to specialize. Kalau kita buat stationeries, kita buatlah stationeries. We have to go to the suppliers who sell the stationeries. We as retailers. Tapi tengok Maidin kenapa murah? Kenapa Maidin murah Maidin is quite a large organisation. Kenapa Maidin murah? Dia jual macam let's say marker pen, pen, semua stationery, let's say in big bulk. Dan dia pecahkan macam dia jual marker pen kan, 3 in 1. Kalau you calculate kan, if you buy one instead, it's more expensive to buy one rather than you buy 3. 3 is more cheaper. Why can they do that? Because they are large firm. Unlike the small and medium enterprises, they cannot do that because they don't have the resources. They don't operate on economies of scale. But Maldin, apa lagi dulu kan, Tesco, sekarang Lotus kan, Giant, semua ni kan, they can charge good price because they're big. So they enjoy the advantage of economies of scale. The cost per unit will decrease, will drop, and you can pass the cost per unit that has reduced to low in price. So who enjoys it? You enjoy it as a company, as a firm, and also the customers. So it's like a win-win situation. Good lah for businesses. That's a good strategy. So, but then you got to adopt that leadership, the cost leadership lah. That is another generic strategist introduced by the same guy, Michael Porter. Itu adalah business level strategist. Tadi, the 5 dimension itu adalah industry environment. That is related to when you want to achieve sustainability and competitive advantage. That is when you're looking at the industry environment. You have to look into the 5 dimension. So Michael Porter ni ada introduce so far, ada 2 lah di dalam you punya subject ya. So what are the market positions in industry rivals? Ni kita pass. Not important. Okay. I think if I'm not mistaken, if I go into next week on Monday, I will go into chapter 4, Zainal Abidin, whereby we're going to look into the internal analysis, or if you like, we call it by using the SWOT analysis. Okay. What is SWOT analysis? Evaluating the company resources and competitive capabilities. I think I have mentioned this in class. Betul. This is the internal SW. So tak nampak pointer ni. Okay, external is the opportunities and threats. So these are some of the SWOT analysis, what you look into generally. Yeah. So let's look at the resources. Nampak tak? Ni. Pointer ni. Nampak?
Nampak.
Nampak, Madam. Nampak.
Nampak.
Tak nampak, tak nampak. Nampak, tak nampak. This is potential resource strengths. It consists of powerful strategy. So these are your strengths lah for the firm. So di dalam you punya individual assignment, tell us about it. What's your powerful strategy? Apa you punya strength? As a student, as an individual who has the mission statement. So you need to look at the 2 analysis kan. So you have strong financial condition, financial backup, strong brand name, branding, widely recognized market leader, proprietary technology, cost advantages. To you can enjoy the cost advantages. Kenapa ya? Are you large? Do you have that resources? What's resources? Financial resources. And then you have strong advertising. Macam McDonald boleh lah $3 million per year. They can come out with that. Kenapa? Sebab they're big. They're number 1. McDonald. Okay. Product innovation skill. They have the competency capabilities, which are the skill in terms of the product development or innovation. Good customer service. Very, very strong resource strengths. Better product quality. JV ni apa ya? Or joint venture. Okay. Maybe dia ni ada buat alliances of JV. Dia ada. Ini adalah what you call the corporate level strategies, whereby you have strategic alliance, you join dengan company lain yang kuat. Ini adalah strength lah. Misalnya kata kita ni lemah, kita ni kecil. Tapi jadi kita nak besarkan kita punya market, kita punya positioning. We join with another strong punya, financially strong, technically strong, human resource dia pun strong, physically strong, technologically strong. We have alliances or joint ventures with other company. Kita bagilah share dia, berapa kita contribute and they contribute. So these are considered as strengths. Question? Setuju? Ni weaknesses, the opposite strength. Siapa tak tahu apa SWOT ni sekarang? Tak tahu kena rotan nanti. Nanti saya tanya dalam kelas ya. Saya nak you explain pada saya what is the SWOT. How do you identify SWOT for small medium enterprise business? How do you identify what have you identified for large company? Of course large company dia punya strength lebih. Tetapi in terms of relationship, dia macam government dia banyak hierarchies. They are very slow in decision making. They are not strong in terms of banyak birokrasi ya. Ya, banyak apalah red tapes and all those. So these are the weaknesses. Okay, we have a break. Any question? We have a break for maybe 15 minutes or plus minus, and then we continue and then we finish. Okay? Hello.
Okay, madam.
Okay, madam.
Okay, madam.
Okay. Okay, hello. Assalamualaikum. Okay, these are the SWOT. Okay. So this is the internal. If you can see, this is what you call the basic strategy framework. This is the link between the firm and its environment. So the right-hand side is the environment, the industry environment lah. Yang the left-hand side is the firm. So what does the firm has? Goals and value, resources, of course, the capability, the resources, technical resources, financial resources, physical resources, entrepreneurship resources, all sorts of resources, and capabilities. Then we have all the structure and systems. Okay. Structure, systems, process, all those. So this is the firm. The link is with its environment. We have the strategy in between here. Then the industry. And industry ni apa yang you buat? Are you buat industry F&B ke, tertiary industry ke, primary ke, secondary ke? You know, it's up to the industry that you are in, what the firm is in. So you need to look at the Michael Porter lah. Yeah. 5 dimension. There are 2 ways of company that they can formulate the strategy. Number 1 is market focus and resource focus. From what you can see, market focus is the market, the product that you're doing. That's the market. Resource focus is the resources. So that's how you want a company can formulate strategy. Very important actually. These are 2 types of focus. You kena tengok market. Bila you tengok market, you menggunakan what you call the Michael Porter, the 5 dimensions. This is the industry environment. Industri itulah dia marketnya. Resource ni kita melihat di dalam company tu. You need to look at the HR department, quality department, you know, what's the value of all the department. Because what can they do, you know, what are their competencies, what are their capabilities, especially like resource-based view kan. Remember, ada saya, my first slide on Zainal Abidin, if you can refer next time, is talking about, they say that the internal resource is more important than the external. Yalah, you punya kekuatan, you know, all those. So this is market focus. What industry do we want to be? What industry is what I said? You nak berada dalam F&B ke, you know. So you need to be focused. You must do something that is of value that the customer wants. Takkan you nak buat business market yang people don't really demand, yeah. So this is in the position we want to take, and then how we can assemble this market focus, the resources to compete. So kita nak assemble lah bila kita nak buat sesuatu business, especially for your presentation. You kena focus how you want to allocate the resources that you have. What resources do you have? Is it financial? Is it entrepreneurship? Is it physical? Is it human? You kena tengok. Semuanya you ada resources tu. Depends on the company. Depend on what sort of strength do they have. Masa tu lah we do what you call the internal analysis. Or if you like, the SWOT analysis. Question? Faham tak? Ni saya bagi link ni, what links to each other. You know? Any question? And the resource base, what capabilities do we want to build and what opportunities would exploit them best? That's why all this department in the organisation like human resource, apa kekuatan dia? Apa yang dia boleh bagi? Macam mana dia punya standard practices? Apa capabilities dia? When we talk about human resource, we're talking about the human beings, the employees that we have recruited and we have selected. What type of skills do they have? What type of competency yang boleh menjadi satu resource yang bagus untuk memajukan company? Mungkin itu adalah dia punya key success factors. Okay, resource base, macam resource base view lah. So this one again, no need to repeat. So for your presentation, you should know, you should select a company there. You have analyzed the SWOT. Lepas SWOT, you will go into TOW matrix. TOWS, TOWS. Tengok ni. You tengok This one is what? X-axis to Y-axis If I'm not mistaken, this one is what Is it Y? Opportunity and threats. Atas ni strength and weaknesses. So if you look at the strength and weakness of opportunity strategies, how does the company use its internal strength to take advantage of external opportunities? This one we will cover for chapter 4, Zainal Abidin, talking about the internal analysis, which is called the SWOT analysis. Dia panjangkan tarik daripada SWOT tadi, kita pergi taumetrik. Taumetrik ni lah. Daripada strength, how do you use the strength to take advantage of opportunities? Link this. S dengan O. Ni pula W dengan O. How do you want to take advantage of the external opportunities to offset or mitigate the weaknesses here? Okay, saya nak tanya you. I bagi you work in your teams, be connected to the WhatsApp group, WhatsApp team. Give me one that you feel, and any company, in terms of tau metrics. What are the SO, WO, ST, WT? What I want you to do, jangan buat sekarang. Try to browse through, talk about it to your team. Next week, present it to me on Monday. That will be your exercise for classroom activities. Shima is not there. Emmy. Get it posted, Emmy. Can someone screenshot this, put it in the WhatsApp group? Or you want me to do it? Select any companies. This is related to your group presentation though, at week berapa, tak ingat. So select a company, identify the SO, WO, ST, WT. Bawa on Monday. Work in teams, please. Practice dulu sebelum kita buat tu. Dan saya screenshot. Who wants to write the question? Baik. Sorry. Saya tak mute. Sorry sekejap saya nak. Ada orang aircon. Sekejap sekejap sebelum dia pergi. Try to think about it. I give you 10 minutes, please.